Hey y'all, welcome to Heritage Ways. Welcome to canning season week here at Project 54. Today we are canning salsa. This is something I made up. So you're not gonna find it somewhere else. This is what I call Heritage House salsa. Although I did make the recipe up when we were in our Tennessee farmhouse. And if you're interested in a tour of my pantry, including my humongous shelf of home canned products, you can also see that here on our channel, and I'll try to link a video link for that if you're interested in that. This week's videos, I hope you enjoyed the pickles yesterday. This week's videos have a little bit different vibe than all the other videos I've done. These videos are going to be longer because they involve more steps, obviously. I've got the fan going because I'm already hot in the kitchen. When I'm canning, it heats up the kitchen and we don't have a way to exhaust the heat just yet. And I've got the dishwasher running because I've got my jars in there to wash and sterilize. So this week I'll need a little extra grace if you don't mind. I've got the extra noise in the background, but if I don't have the fan on, I might pass out. Okay, so we've got a lot on the table today. It looks like a lot. It looks like a daunting task, but I've got, I'm going to give you a recipe. I will type the recipes down below and I will pin it to the top comment. So you'll have it. I'll have a recipe for my Heritage House salsa, a small batch, and then a bulk batch. Okay, today I'm going to make the bulk batch, but I'm going to include the small batch, and I'll reference that when I talk about that here in a minute. So again, it's a little bit longer, but I hope that you will enjoy. I hope that you'll learn something, take away a different way to make salsa and can it. And well, I think we'd better get started. Thanks for being here, y'all. I'm real excited. Project 54, this is canning Heritage House salsa. And I think it's episode 42. It's 47, Katie, 47. I hope that's right. All right, now there are several steps that I'm not going to describe in detail on this video. There are things that, questions a new canner might have, and I understand that. Like, how do you do this, and how do you sterilize the jars, and why do you do this, that, and the other thing. I'm going to touch on as many points as I think I need to for this video, and I hope to cover other questions in future videos. So please make sure you're subscribed, and you'll get all the notifications, and you won't miss a video. All right, now today I have a tableful. My little butcher block working table is jam-packed of things I'm going to use right now here in a minute. I want to explain, like I've already said, this is Heritage House salsa because this is taking something that's easily found in the grocery store or most stores or even online and doctoring it up to fit my Mr. Patient's desires. He loves salsa. And years ago, he used to eat chips and salsa as a nighttime snack. He doesn't do that anymore, but he loves salsa and he likes it a certain way. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And I aim to please my Mr. Patient. Now, I buy the Mrs. Wages dry salsa mix. Basically, this is dehydrated vegetables and salt and spices. That is what's in here. We love this product. You can buy it in this, what they call the canister, which makes 14 pints, or the packages, which makes 5 pints each. Now, like I said, I'm going to doctor it up. There's nothing wrong with making it the way they say, but we like it the way I doctor it up a little bit, and it is more the consistency that we like, or that Mr. Patient likes. So what I'm about to do is to make a bulk batch, and this can also be eaten fresh, and you don't have to can it. You can also freeze it. All right, I have my quart jars. I'm putting them in quart jars today. Pints are fine, but since lids are at a premium, I have plenty, but you know, I'm trying to be frugal as well. And the salsa will be eaten. If I put it in a quart jar, it won't be wasted. So I have quart jars, wide and narrow mouth, in my dishwasher that I got down from my larder. I put them in there. There's more than one way to get the jars ready. But I put them in the dishwasher today so that I could wash and sterilize them and keep them warm all at the same time. I have 11 of these 28-ounce jars, cans of tomatoes. Now, you can use fresh tomatoes. Yes, you can. I will note all of that when I write the recipe down below. This, I believe, is something that a beginning canner can do. You can find these mixes most places. I even have them at my local village IGA. I find these at Amish markdown stores. They're everywhere. For my bulk recipe, you want 11 cans of the 28-ounce tomatoes. Now, I use a combination of crushed and diced. I would recommend crushed or diced or whole. That depends on what consistency you like. So Mr. Patient doesn't like the whole. He wants more of a, he wants it to stick to his chips and he wants it to be a little thicker. So you're going to need 3 ounces or half a can of tomato paste. Then you're going to need some vinegar. I have used apple cider vinegar. This is just a local brand white distilled vinegar. Make sure it is 5% acidity. And then also you're going to need cumin. The first thing I'm going to do off camera is to open all of my cans and put all 11 cans in the stock pot. I have a certain way I like to open cans. I like to clean the tops because you know, they've gotten dirty in the grocery store, and also I have mice down in my larder, unfortunately. So that's not a wonderful thing to report, but it is life, and I'm sure many of y'all understand, especially if you live in an old farmhouse, which I grew up in and raised my 3 big boys in, and mice were just regular inhabitants, unfortunately. So I'll clean the tops off. And then I also, just to make sure I don't get pieces of paper in my food, I always just kind of take the top piece of paper off, and that just keeps me from having to fish out pieces of paper in my food. I've done that for years because I've got tired of fishing out little pieces of paper. Again, please, I hope you can ignore and have grace with the dishwasher. But we are more of a workhorse video this week than in other times. Canning is lovely and wonderful, and I love it, and I've missed it while we RV'd, but it's work, y'all. I mean, you know that. It is a process. I'm going to get all of these cans of tomatoes in my stock pot. All of my 11 28-ounce cans of tomatoes are in here. I used 7 crushed and 4 diced. That's going to make a difference in the texture. So you don't have all diced or all crushed. It's going to be a little bit chunky, but not too much. Also, I did not drain. You do not drain the cans of tomatoes. The next thing would be 5 tablespoons of tomato paste. According to the nutrition facts on here, there are 10 tablespoons in 6 ounces, so that means we need 3 ounces. So I'm basically just going to put half a jar of the tomato paste in here. I'm going to add my the salsa mix. Again, this is the canister. And making your salsa like this, it is, I believe, a good, I've said it before, beginner level. But also, you know, there's no added sugar in these packets. And, I mean, it just says the dehydrated vegetables and the salt and the spices. So, Alright, I'm just going to dump this in here. And I know my stock pot is full, y'all. This is the largest pot I have. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to keep it from splattering as it boils. I'm going to add 2 of the envelopes. So 1 canister and 2 envelopes. I think it's fun to see. I like to look and see where products are made. And these come from Muscatine, Iowa. And I have a friend who is from Muscatine, Iowa. Grew up there. And then we have other friends who are in Iowa as well. So it's just kind of fun. I know this is huge. The amount. 2½ teaspoons of cumin. Or cumin. People pronounce it differently. This just kicks it up a notch, and it also flavors that, you know, extra tomato paste that I put in there. Alright, then my last thing is the vinegar. 2 1/3 cups. That is so full. Bring the mixture to a boil, stir occasionally, reduce heat, and simmer 10 minutes. Now, I'm going to simmer a little bit longer than that, maybe 15. So, just going to give this a stir. While I'm starting to stir, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, get the gas going. I'm going to turn it almost to high. There's a lot of liquid in there, so I'm not fearful of it burning, but also I'm not going anywhere either. I'm going to be right here doing around in the kitchen. So I'm just mixing it all together. This is going to smell amazing when it starts to boil. And as it's simmering for the 15 minutes. Remember, it'll be ready to eat after it's simmered. You're just rehydrating the vegetables. And of course, I want to get it hot enough because I want everything warm enough. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my water over here on under the canner. I'm going to turn it on low. I've still got my water in here from yesterday canning the pickles. I'm just using the same water. Because we're going to water bath these. We're not pressure cooking them. Pressure canning them. I could put this top on here catty cornered. And that's great. I could do that. But what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to put this bacon, what do you call it? Bacon fryer. When you fry bacon, the splatter guard thing. I don't know what you call it. But it has a handle. And you can put it over your pan when you're frying bacon so the grease doesn't splatter everywhere. That's actually what I'm going to use right here today. I'm going to watch this though. I'm going to kind of do it like that. It will splatter everywhere. I'm going to do it like that so I can watch and make sure I know when it starts to boil. And then I will reduce heat and simmer for the 15 minutes. Alright, I did, since it's so full, it could be in danger of burning. I mean, tomatoes are sugar after all. But I had turned it down to medium. I do have a gas stove, so it's direct heat. I love cooking with gas. Love canning with gas. If you have a choice and you want to ask my opinion, I choose gas if you're trying to buy a stove. So anyway, I am warming it up more slowly than I indicated to you a while ago. If you wanted to make it hotter, you could add a can of jalapenos or green chilies. I even have made jalapeno powder. I can link a video of how I did that. Alright, it's starting to be more alive. It's bubbling, and I'm telling you, it's going to splatter everywhere, and you don't want that to splatter on your skin. It will burn and hurt. But it's getting hot. I can tell. So, I've got my water in here in the canner. This is a pressure canner, but I'm going to use it for water bath, and I refer to that in the pickle video from yesterday. So, I'm going to turn my water, I mean, it's probably 2/3 full with water from yesterday. I'm going to be canning quarts, so I will have one level, not the 2 levels, double deckers of pints like I had in the pickle video. But I'm going to turn this heat up. I want everything the same temp. I want my glass jars the same temp, so I'm timing it to where they're going to be, they're on the dry setting right now in the dishwasher. I will take them directly from the dishwasher. I'll bring them over here, and I will want my water hot, and then I'll want my contents hot. Now I am stirring it kind of constantly just to make sure it doesn't stick, but so far so good, and it already smells wonderful. I have already checked the rims for nicks or anything like that. Okay. I've turned off the salsa. See, I told you it would splatter. It's all over this splatter screen. That's the name of this thing. Splatter screen. And of course, as it cans in the canner, water bath, it will cook down a little bit more as well. A little bit. You stir it well. And yes, the jars are hot, but Mr. Patient says I don't have feeling in my fingers, so I can touch them. Today I am using the Golden Harvest bands and lids for the, this is the Dollar General brand, Golden Harvest on the narrow mouth, small mouth, tight, but not, I do it tight and then kind of just, I don't want to, you don't want to turn, just comfortably tight. All right, I have 2, 4, 6, 7 quart jars in my canner. I am going to actually put this, and again, this is a pressure canner. I don't want to confuse folks, but great way to also water bath. Bring this up to a boil, and I will know it's boiling when the steam comes out. I'm not using the lid for the petcock there. Once the steam starts coming out, I'll know it's boiling inside. And then I will probably just reduce the temp enough to keep it at a low boil. And I'm going to let it do that process for 45 minutes. Now the package on here, so you'll have all the information. This says to process for 40 minutes if you're doing pints. I got my information from one of my favorite canning books called Stocking Up. I can leave a link in the description box below to Thriftbooks, which we love to get books discounted at Thriftbooks. So I can leave a link down below and you can go find the book Stocking Up. But it says for tomato sauces and salsas and things like that for 45 minutes for quarts. So that's where I'm getting that time frame. And we'll come back when that's finished. Okay, our 45 minutes is passed. I'm going to go ahead and remove this lid. There's no pressure to wait on it to come down or anything like that. remove the lid away from myself to prevent burns. Well, I see that locked in place. That locked me, so I'm going to wait until that goes down. I say no pressure built. It built up to 1 pressure. It's good to be back in the canning kitchen. I've missed it for the past 4 years. But some things I have to kind of remember, you know. Remind myself. There we go. There we go. I'm going to wait and let these rest for about 1 or 2 minutes. Yay. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Everybody sealed. Yay, that's what we want. Love that canner's symphony, you know? All right, well, I will let these sit here and rest for a full 24 hours. Then I will come and wash the jars off and remove the rings. And then I will put labels on them because that's something that brings me joy. So I will do that. And we will put them down in the larder. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow for another video in the Canning Season Week series of Project 54. Talk to you next time.